question. I'm so glad you asked me this. So my personal belief, right? This is just my belief system. So you guys pick up what works for you, leave what doesn't. Okay. I'm not saying this is the truth, right? This is my perspective, is that one of the reasons people want to pull emotion out of business is because they don't understand what emotions are. And all emotions are a roadmap to what's happening to you, which is not how we usually think about it. We're like, they made me mad, or this happened over there, or that happened. And it's actually like, no, these are indicators about what's off course for you and what is like right on par. And if you don't pay attention to those, they actually end up causing more problems. And the evidence I have for that is obviously like at least here in the States specifically, there's been a massive drop off in employees. They're just leaving. And in fact, we experienced something people are calling the Great Resignation, right? It was 4.3 million people left the workforce in the United States in August, right? Ridiculous. And it's because they are not being treated as humans. They're being treated as machines, and they are not machines. And this generation specifically is like, well, F this noise, right? And they're like, we're running away. And the issue here specifically for women, the one emotion I will talk about specifically, there's more. But the one I really love to talk about is actually anger. And anger, surprisingly enough, is actually my absolute favorite emotion. And that does not mean go out and be angry. That's not at all what I mean. Anger is actually an internal warning system. It's like the most loving emotion we can actually experience because it's our internal warning system saying, hey, a boundary's been violated. Right. And it's like, oh my gosh. So you want to go, oh my God, thank you for telling me that. All right, and then you do the work to go, okay, which boundary? Is that something I need to address as far as how I've trained people to treat me? Right? Like, ooh, let me take responsibility for that. Or is it like, actually, I told them what I wanted and they didn't listen. Okay. So we need to have a conversation about the fact that when I say something, it actually needs to be respected. And if it can't be, I need you to leave. Right? And that is not a bitchy thing. It's actually one of the most loving things we can do, because if we're walking around with boundary violations, what happens is we end up doing the same thing to our employees, our staff, our colleagues, and anyone else that we're working with. And that can cause massive problems like, oh, I don't know, a great resignation. You can't keep violating other people's boundaries because yours have been violated. And as the CEO, as the entrepreneur, as the coach, as the person who is the business, the brand, all the things that we say, if you are allowing boundary violations and you are not dealing with them, I will guarantee you're passing that along. And that's why I say it's my favorite emotion, because it can absolutely transform your business if you learn how to listen to it and you never take the anger out on someone else. You don't even take it out on yourself. You go,